Victoria and Terry in the room, so hello. And yeah, we're live, so hello everybody, and welcome back to Tech Warfare with me, Sid, and we're exactly where I left off on the last episode, which is this thing. Hope everybody's had a good couple of weeks. So yeah, I didn't stream last week because I'd been busy helping the wife decorate. Been busy helping the wife decorating this weekend, to be honest, as well, but not totally. So, what's the plans for today? Well, the plans for today are actually to try and do something with this gatehouse. Make this into a structure and bring this wall in here. Now, once we've got everything walls, we need to work the walls up here all the way around. Oh, they scared me off to death. Get around over to here, and then the only bits where we've got kind of dubious wallage going on is over here. Now, at the moment, these walls are not the most secure because, in fact, they probably are. I don't think anything can get up here now, but I'd like them to be more secure than they are. Anyway, let me just have a little slurp. Today's beverage of choice is Dom Papa. And oh man, that is lovely. Oh, it's a Filipino spiced rum. So yeah, there you go. Right, where to start? Ow. That's probably not the best place to start. But hopefully the audio is okay. If anybody wants to let me know in chat, because I'm always a little bit paranoid that the audio gets a little bit sketchy, because there's a slight differences in the settings between my recording audio and my streaming audio. So what I would like to do is get a bunch of those. I think we'll start off with the wall over here, because this does need to... Actually, this seems like it's going to be one low. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, well, ow. Let's just jump up here. Alright. And a couple of bottles of old speckled hen. Yeah, so as I say, plans for this week are to get the actual... This is probably the easier ways of doing this, but there you go. I still think there should be a way to craft this in your inventory by just crafting the logs with the ow, bugger. Yeah, by crafting the logs with the hoofer. Because obviously, oh, that's not going to help, is it? That is definitely not going to help. So we're going to bring you up here. So yeah, once we've got the thing enclosed wall-wise, then we can start getting some markers on for guard posts. We can get the guards actually patrolling around the village, and I can turn the necromancer on, and that's going to be fun. Oh damn it, I keep on forgetting I'm supposed to be doing this, aren't I? Okay, and there to there. Okay, so I need three of these. Bonk. And well, let's get some of this lot crafted up and get a couple of these crafted up, and then we can kind of fill back on ourselves. So we come out to there, and then there, and then there, and then that will put us onto that bit. So yeah, anyway, what's been happening? I've been working still on the man cave. That has been my drive, my driving force for the last God knows how many weekends now. But it is getting there. It is actually getting there. Yeah, this is 1, 2. I should have done this one higher. Oh well. We'll live, I think. Because this, yeah, that was going to come in at that lower level. We should have brought everything up by 1. Damn it. So yeah, I've got, trying to think now, I've got 4 out of the 6 acoustic panels built. They need to be mounted. The other 2 are almost built. They just need the details doing. And other than that, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to the point where I can actually record a video, vloggy, whatever the correct thing will be. Can I? No. God, hang on. Yeah, so we're getting to the point where we're almost there. I just finished today. I've just finished refurbishing an electric. Yeah, I take one of those. I don't really remember the old plastic fans you get with a cage. It's entirely plastic, really cheap, nasty fan. You know, nothing, no greatly redeeming qualities to it whatsoever. And I completely disassembled one of those and resprayed it in metallic spray, so it now looks more steampunk. So there's a lot of gunmetal and copper and chromium for the grills, instead of just kind of that horrible beige white plastic that these things always seem to be made out of. So that's the thing. That's all done. I've stretched an oil paint. I actually found when I took my wife to Cuba for her 50th birthday, I have found, we bought a, oh hang on, I've got itchy nose, just yank on the damn thing wildly, that always works. And I forgot that I bought this oil painting in Cuba from, you know, obviously a painter. Just, you know, last time I looked, mechanics, not best known for creating paintings. And yeah, that was, so we got that, and I found that, so I've made a frame for that and stretched the canvas today yesterday onto it, so that's all ready to go up. It's a naked lady, but it's all in black and whites. Very tasteful, I will say. I'm not going to. It's not, you know, it's not tacky. It's not a tacky. I tell you, it's not a tacky naked lady. No, it's a tasteful one. Let's face facts. The wife would have had things to say if it was tacky, I'm sure. So that's been done this weekend, and so quite a bit of recording, lots of playing, lots of 7 Days to Die. I'm on a day 50 on my own personal little playthrough, and I've got as far today to day 6 on the recording one, so that's all good. Obviously still decorating the wife's craft cave. I refuse to call it what she's called it, because obviously if I've got a man cave, it was only she would have nothing less than she wanted a lady cave, irrespective of what that sounded like. She even bought the sign. By the way, I'm not joking about that. She actually did buy the sign. Now, if I were to, let me get a portable workstation and just get a little bit of that going. So that kind of works as a little drop down there, doesn't it? Yeah, that works. Okay. Right, so from there, what do I want to do? Put this away for starters. So these two towers are going to be set back. They're probably going to be slightly higher than this, but I haven't decided exactly on the heights yet, because obviously we need to do these towers here, and we also need to do all of this back wall back here and all the way back here, and there's lots of filling in to do. The front just needs its crenellations and a few bits and pieces of detail, I think, but your touter, okay. Mine seems to be okay, so yeah, cause obviously I've got it running on another window. So where to go next? We need to, I think, how do I want to play this? I think what we should do is come, how many, have we got any more? Yeah, I've got a little bit more, not a lot more, but a little bit. That'll do. We'll get some more of that going. Don't know how much of this I'm going to need, so what we'll do is we'll oh, and hang on, and no, yeah, that's right. So alright, switching between mod packs, that's just tools, so it's that one, and we're getting the good old what did I do errors creeping in. So hi Annabelle, thanks, I'm enjoying it a great deal. It's a complete change of pace for me, I think, which is good, you know, from a point of view. Now that's got a bit of, I think we're gonna, let me think this through. No, okay, let me get back to there. Let's actually do this wall here, shall we? Because the sooner we got this wall done, the sooner we can work on the how we connect up there, because I'm not entirely sure how it's going to connect up at this point. Okay, that'll do us with that, and then we'll jump into this bag. We'll grab some of you and some of you, and then we can make these up like this, I suppose. We'll leave you like that, and we'll go like that there, and what do I want to do here? Yeah, that's going to be block, slab, block, block, slab, block, slab, block. So that does actually work if I go block there with the hoofer. Let me just get a hoofer. Always helps if you've got a hoofer. If you have a hoofer, then just go straight in and place the hoofer where you need it, like that. That works. And then we can obviously continue that round. In the meantime, we need to get this in as well. That works. This will go, I'm trying to think, you're going to have a block there. There, and there. And then we're going to have something similar on the outside as well. So let's get this, if we get this wall in, then it's kind of working a little bit better. So, I don't know about you, but while I'm doing this, let's have a chat. As most of you probably know, I used to be, I probably still am in as far as, you know, the way I consider myself anyway, as I used to be a role player. I used to, oh God, the dad jokes are strong tonight, Terry. So I used to be a role player. I used to play D&D a lot, put it this way, yeah. And I don't get triggered easily by things, but now and again, just every now and again, something comes along which basically completely grinds my gears. Right, that would be, that's the wall, so that would be there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. yeah, something comes along which will really wind me up for no particularly good reason, generally speaking. You know, for example, actually that needs to come out. Let's get rid of you. For example, I really, that's wrong. That's not that then. Oh no, it is. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine, and that would be also like that. That kind of works. Yeah, so I got really upset, or really, no, upset's the wrong word. It implies I care more than I do. What's the word I'm looking for? There was an advert, and it was it's got a picture of a kid on a bike. Well, I say kid, he's like an older teenager, and it says, "This is Bob. And Bob's been knife free for 6 months or whatever." And I hated it. I hated that advert with a passion, because it kind of spoke about knives as if it was an addiction like heroin or something. And anyway, I got recently found another advert which is up there. It's up there with the same level of "I'm going to piss Sid off" advert. And this kind of stems back a great deal to my younger days, when have I not got any andesite wall on me? God grief. How can I be so unprepared? Let's just fix that. So, as I say, I used to be a gamer. I used to be a role player, and I used to play all the typicals ones: Dungeons and Dragons, GURPS, Mech Warrior, BattleTech. You know, I played everything. I was a complete nerd. Very pleased to say that my son's also turning into a complete nerd. He likes his D&D and he's got Magic the Gathering and all of this stuff going on. But anybody who was a nerd in the 1980s will remember there was basically a misinformation campaign targeting Dungeons and Dragons and gaming and role playing in general. Have I not got, man? Can't believe I've not got any andesite walls. Let's have a look in the overflow chest. Any andesite walls? No. So yeah, they basically was a misinformation campaign targeted Dungeons and Dragons and role players, and there was a couple of tactics they used, and one was particularly insidious in that it basically showed Dungeons and Dragons players to be devil worshippers and Satanists and whatever. I mean, it was complete rubbish, complete, for want of a better word, bollocks, you know. And that was kind of annoying and bad enough. But have I not got any spruce shakes over? Yeah, we have, but I haven't got anywhere to stash them. Damn it. The one that I always kind of remembered was this attempt to portray Dungeons and Dragons players as really, really nerdy. And there was a common misconception amongst most people, especially for gaming, that Dungeons and Dragons players would dress up. They'd sit there in the living room with little dollies that they moved around the table. It weren't figures; they were dolls, and they dress up as a wizard and they do all of this stuff, and it was insulting. I mean, yes, people do dress up as wizards and stuff, and they're called live role players. You know, there's a completely different set of people out there. And anyway, long story short, you may have seen this advert. If you haven't, I suggest checking it out, because it is insulting as hell to anybody who's a gamer. The advert in question is Uber Eats, and they've got this rather jolly gentle, guy who's supposedly an Uber Eats driver. I suspect he's actually probably a professional comedian, probably an actor, who turns up at this bike shop, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And there's all these people sat around a table, gaming, playing Dungeons and Dragons, or something, and they explain to him what's going on, but they're all dressed up, and there's a guy with green makeup on, and he's like, "What are you? Are you green makeup?" He's like, "I'm a goblin." And it's like, really? That is what you think bloody live roleplay gamers do? LARPers? Yeah, my daughter's into LARP. I used to do LARP when I was a kid. And when getting up on a Sunday morning and going into some damp wood, dressed in pretend armour with a foam rubber sword, actually held some appeal. I don't even know why it held appeal, but yeah, it's the misinformation. It's like, oh, for crying out loud. I mean, I thought we'd just got away from it, and yet now Uber Eats have decided to perpetuate. Oh man, I nearly went over the edge then. Perpetuate the image, and it's like so annoying. So yeah, it's grinding my gears at the moment, this particular advert. It's on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen it probably about 4 or 5 times today already. I mean, to be fair, the guy in the advert also, there's one where he goes to an office, and there's a woman made delivery to an office, and he's getting all excited over the fact that how can she use 2 screens, and that was like, really, that's a thing? You're getting excited about someone using 2 screens? He says with 3. And I know some of the streamers that are out there have actually got 6 screens now. There's stream decks and all these other little toys and tools that we have to make things even better. So yeah, it's just, I suspect the advertising executive in charge of coming up with that one really hasn't got a frigging clue. The only explanation, do I want to, let's have a think, shall we try bringing you, let's do you all the way down like that. How does that look? Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, it's really bizarre. Old military caps. I used to know, I haven't seen them in years, but I used to know some guys who were into the airsoft scene, and they went, the only way you can describe what they did was definitely, I mean, it was absolutely over the top, the level of commitment they had to this particular thing. But they were one of the first aliens, Colonial Marine Corps airsoft squads, and they turned up in full aliens battle armor with pulse rifles and smart guns, and I think, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's deeply cool stuff, but again, it's a level of obsession which I personally don't understand. But you don't judge someone for it. What they want to do is what they want. It's entirely up to them, isn't it? Starting to get a feel for this. This is feeling that they need to go a little bit higher, I think. But we can get this. We should be able to. Oops. We should. It'd be easier just to put a crafting bench down, I think, sometimes. We should be able to get away with some of this action now, maybe. Let's just try. So if we come from here and we go 1, 2, 3, then we can start. We can take these out, get these changed to slabs. But it's just this. It always seems to me that the role-playing community just seems to always get picked on by a bunch of ignorant people who just haven't got a bloody clue when it comes to things. So rather than even try and understand, they just hate on it because, you know, it's always easier to hate than it is to understand. Actually, that's probably the reason why the world's the shape it is sometimes, because it's always easier to hate people than it is to try and understand them. My God, that was a deep thought. Yeah, there we go. That sounded almost hippie. So if I come down, oh, that's not going to work. All right, okay. Let me place you back in there. Then there, and there. Lovely. And then we can pop a whole load of these down. That'll give us a bit more of a sense of completion going on here. Again, I actually, at school, I had a couple of friends who were into Napoleonic reenactment, and at school, college actually. And Steve was really into it, and it was thanks to Steve that I learnt that the license required to. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, don't like that. Hang on. That I found that the license required to own a cannon in this country is ludicrously low. Yeah, that works. We'll go there and then go there, and there, and there. And maybe take that out. That kind of works there as well. I might swap out some of these for stuff. The world would be just such a much better place if people let people get on with what they wanted to do without judging all the time, because as long as nobody's getting hurt, what does it matter in reality? In when you get down to brass tacks, you know, it doesn't matter at all what someone's into. You know, if somebody wants to dress up in strange clothes, be it, you know, gender inappropriate clothes, or you know, as a wizard, or even as a cartoon animal, for crying out loud, what does it matter? Who cares? I don't. Never have. Okay, I'm quite happy with that as a feel here. Now this, what I would like to do, however, is go and take you out, and you out, and turn 3 of those into lit areas. That's the highest compliment you can get. If people sit there and go, "You've been acting weird recently," you're like, "Well, thank you very much." Right, so we're getting to the point where this is starting to feel like we're lit. We've got an issue here, we've got an issue there, but we'll get that one in a moment. Okay, I need to go and get a copy of the battlements. I also need to grab some. Yeah, let's head back to the castle a second. Yeah, weird is a good piece of compliment as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we took I think it was a £6 cannon. I can't remember the exact size. And we basically loaded it with black powder and then took a bag of like roofing nails and poured them into the cannon, just as an experiment, and fired it at his garden shed. You know, expecting to pepper the side with nails, and he didn't have a garden shed after that, strangely. Can I get rid of some? I don't want that apple. I don't know why I'm even carrying 2 apples around. 2 apples, they can go. And everything else. Hang on. Tools, have some buckets. Yeah. And then put that away. That's a bit more. Right, so I want to make some ladder. But I'm having an issue at the moment with the wooden ladders being blown off by lightning strikes from the co-rail tombstone. I assume that's what it is. So I'm wondering whether to go with things. These are actually pretty expensive though, but as opposed to that which gets you 3, that's 5, and that's 3 for 7. Oh, you get 4 for 5. That's it's a complete no-brainer, isn't it? Metal rung ladders, it is all the way. So, while we are material rich, let's get a couple of stacks of those, and then we'll do, I think, something along those lines will work. Right, if we haven't got enough there, then there's something's wrong. Put those away, and oh, nowhere to put them. Hang on, let me take those and put those away. Right. What else did I want? I was thinking, oh, I know what I wanted. Yeah. I needed some more of these. They are made with steel ingots. Have I got any? I have. Oh Christ, my inventory. Hang on a second, I need to do something about this. Rustic iron lanterns, they can go, oh, actually let me put those in there. Perfect. And what was I doing? Steel. So if I wanted those, no, those, then I need those, which is those. Okay, let me get a third, make that a nice straight number, and there we go. So we want 11, like that. That will make me a metric crap ton of those, which in turn will allow me to, no, that's not what I needed. Make a metric crap ton of those, and then I don't think I need any more of those. Have I got space? Oh, I've got 256 of those already. Damn it. Right, let's take those then and pretend that didn't happen. I don't think there is such a thing as normal. I think normal is a concept which we use to try and judge others by. I mean, obviously there are people who have differences, shall we use the phrase, but normals a made up idea just to assess people who don't fit normal. I think that's probably the fairest way of describing it. Now if I place you there, that will go nicely like that. Perfect. And that gives me the bit that I want going on there. Lovely. And then what we've got going on down here is a little bit more interesting. So if we were to come from there and come straight up here into there, that gives us a passage up there. Hi Wiley. That will give us that going on. Now I still need to do something with these, don't I? The easiest is probably make a couple of torch blocks. And that should now be fully... Really? Why? Why is that one? You got a torch in the middle. You got a torch in the middle. So why is that playing such silly buggers? Okay, let's take you out of there and put you in here. That works. And we'll do the same over here. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. Whoops. Be-do-be-do. Right. Fully lit on the top with no torches other than those ones which we'll not talk about. Shall we go... I'm trying to remember what I've done for the floors in... Wow, that's fast. What did I do for the floors in these? I think they are just spruce again, aren't they? Yes, they are. And this one naturally need... Oh, and we used... Yeah, we did. That's right. Okay. I'm catching on. I'm catching up with myself. So we need to grab these and get there. Can we get away with there? I think we can. What about there? We can. Excellent. Then we're going to have space, floor, space, and there. And similarly there. And also there, perhaps. That kind of works. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, that's working fine. I mean, obviously we need to roughen all of this lot up a wee bit, but if I do this from the outside, we can perhaps get away with another one like that. Yeah, that works. And then similarly on this one, we're going to have there, and there's going to be one floor thing and there, and similarly one floor, one and there, and then there should be another one further up as we go. Right. Happy? We'll need to do the walls out here as well, but one thing at a time. One thing I have learned is think floor there and there is take your time, and we'll just do one there and one there. I think that works. I don't think we need anything more on that side. Internal defences should be fairly low priority anyway. Floor there and there. Do I want one here? No, I may actually do like a walkway or something up this side. We'll work that one out when we get there. So we need to go up and just empty my inventory a wee bit, I think, and that will make life an awful lot easier. Right, get rid of you. We'll drop some of those off, and take some of that, grab you, turn you over into that, and we'll turn you to that parquet floor. Parquet. That was always every single, if I remember, when I think back, every single school that I ever went to, all of the halls where you had assembly were always parquet floor, and they always had that. No, in case the actual gates are breached. So you know, you may need to fire in if your gates are breached. You have to think of these things, Terry. You can't just leave it to chance. You can't leave it to fate, otherwise you're in trouble. No, I don't know whether you remember that, but you had these parquet floors, and there was always like this in them. It's always this kind of odd, grimy build-up of dirt in the corners of the parquet floor, like, you know, 1,000 years of impatience and disappointment built up and congealed on them. Parquet floor. Everybody used to say, oh, well, it's brilliant, parquet floor, it lasts forever, and you know, I was like, if it does, why do we need a new one? Why does it always feel like it's getting a bit grubby? Okay, put one there, one of those there, that will clear us for that bit. And do I want one here? Well, I'll put a light block there, it doesn't hurt. Because that lights everything up nicely. And then here is where the next layer will go. More parquet, or braid, as it's thoughtfully called here. We'll take out those the ladders and put the trapdoors in eventually, just between floors, so they can block people's routes up. But that's one level in. Oops, get that off. Let's jump up a floor, and then this is interesting because this is not obviously lining up with that. So do we do something like this? Well, we obviously need to go up a level as well. Where are we? Give me a little bit more of you. Get some more of that going. Get me a little bit more of those. Right. And that can just kind of go down like that. That kind of works. And then we don't need to worry about another floor level. Oh, but I do need to, I missed a complete layer of stuff there. Right, so that, damn you. That one, we'll take that one and that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's how many I did. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Lit round to there, and then we'll do this one here, and that should, I don't know why I did that. That should light that up, and that works. I can't remember what trapdoor I used. I need to go back and have a look at some of the some of these other towers, because I need to refresh my memory. We're starting to feel more like a gatehouse again, which is I'm happy with that. That works. Yeah. Something. I haven't even put the ladders in these towers. That's how complete I am. I need to actually do all of these as well. And for some reason there's a torch there, and I don't know why. Doesn't need one. But again, we got that. Here we go. I think this is where, yeah. So we are definitely going with the old trapdoor. You can see here, there's a missing ladder. Now, if I walk around further, I'll find more missing ladders. Salt and vinegar crisps are, in my opinion, best when combined with a slice of bread and butter. Yeah, another one there, look. So let's get let's actually do some fixing while we're on this side of the wall. We'll have to do the entire thing, but yep, and there we go. And then much better these as well, the faster. Right, so that is good. Then we go over here. I'll have a look while we're over this way. We'll have a look, see if there's things. Again, look there. Something is blowing them off. And the only thing I can think of is the lightning strikes from co-rails. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Now hopefully these metal rung ladders are a little bit more resilient. We'll find out. Yeah, salt and vinegar crisp sandwich. The finest sandwich known to mankind. We still need to put doors. Man, I am so sloppy. Okay, let's just head down here. Go and see what we got in the way of trapdoors. Right, what do I need? I need not. I wish I could chisel those into something else, but you just can't. They're fuel. That's an annoyance. Well, we'll drop that off, and we shall find some spruce and make some spruce trapdoors. That should be relatively straightforward. Bang those out. This is a pain, having it. I think that'll be enough though. Well, once I've done those as well. If I can do those, I keep cocking up. No lightning conductors. Hopefully they should be good then. We'll see. The proof of the pudding, as they say, will be in the eating. So let's just go, while we're at this side, I'll take the opportunity to do these ones, because why wouldn't you? But I would have expected these ones to be much more likely to be blown off, because they're that much closer to the graves. The graves are just over there. But there you go. What can you do? And then down, and then down. While I choke a little bit. Lovely. Right, that's that. See, I know I've also got this side to do, and I've also got that side to do. Where do I stop? I'll tell you what. I'll get back to that. I will do that off stream. I'll just do this one though, so we are at least done as far around as those towers there. Man, I've got a bit of a froggy throat at the moment as well, just for good measure. That's just what we needed to cheer us up. Oh dear, this is yeah, another one there, look. Okay, well this is that's the last one. And then that's there. Lovely. Right. Oh god, and this one. And there. I'll have to go back and get more of these bloody iron ladders at this rate. Right, so I mean, the villagers are working. It's all happening in the background. That's done. This one was done, wasn't it? I think it was about around there that it started to get a bit flaky as to where I'd got to. But definitely faster. And here. We'll get there eventually. I mean, the irony is none of the villagers or NPCs will ever be able to use these ladders. No, I've got Chaora virus. It's orange. I ain't worried. It's just possibly just a little bit of a cold. It's not like I have any significantly bad complications or health issues, you know, other than the heart, which is, yeah, we just laugh at that. We just laugh. We ha ha. But no, I'm not a hypochondriac. When I get ill, I get ill, and I certainly don't worry about it at all. I need to go and get some more of these ladders. And we need to finish this bit of wall. Get this. It'd be really nice to be able to get this complete all the way around to here tonight. That would be like a kind of icing on the cake almost. Hi John. Right, up we go, and somewhere up here we can drop off all of that crap and grab another stack of that. Lovely. And then we'll head back around and we'll get those done. Ooh, man, that is such a nice drink. Hints of vanilla, caramel and vanilla. We need to cut these trees back a bit on this side as well, because obviously from a defensive point of view these trees are bloody abysmal. But that's fine, so we also need to get rid of all these torches, so you know, no hardship there either. Ow. Right, so 1 2 3 4, and let's get you in. That's not what I wanted. Okay, and then we'll, that'll do us on that one. And then we can get around to this one and get you in. Now this is weird. Why would I? That makes no sense. Let's fix that, because that makes zero sense that we would do it at that side. Oh, I thought that came a bit harsher than I was expecting. Duh. Right, where were we? There. Yeah, that's fine. And then this one doesn't matter because there's nothing really, just a few internal facing ones should we actually get breached. So wow, that went with some speed. Must say I like these things. Right, so if I'm going to take this further, what am I going to do? We're okay on there. Yeah, it's always a subcontracting. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Okay, we'll take you out. I just noticed I put that one in blindly without even checking. Yeah, no, I don't. Let's not put it there. We can just pop that there, get it out of the inventory. Right, so this will go around like so. Then you'll have a layer of that for the floor layer, then 1, 2, 3, 4 of those will go there. I haven't got enough stone, or have I? I probably have if I chisel all of this lot back. There. Fine. And then 1, 2, no point doing the 3 because I can't reach that far. So that'll get us round to there. I'm alright, I've got that. Ow. I knew it was going to hurt, so I don't know why I owed. I think it's just a force of habit. When you know something's going to be unpleasant, you kind of go, ouch, before it even is unpleasant. And then we'll spin you back to that, get some more parquet flooring, like so. And then that will come in there. Now I should have... Oh, you're the wrong way around, aren't you? Okay, that's simple enough. There you go. So that should give us that floor, and then again with the ladders and the trapdoor. Hi folks. And then 1, 2, 3. Nope, that one. Lost my trapdoors. And then that goes there, not there. And then we've got that one would go like that on all 4 sides. And then finally, no, not that. easily to forget what I'm doing. What the hell am I doing? I'm trying to do building with not enough actual material to build the thing I want to build. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Oh, man. Let me try that again. So if I bring that and that, and we leave what, those and those for now. Yeah, getting there. That feels like we're going in the right direction. We will definitely have arrow slits there and there. Would we? I suppose if people get onto there, this is blocked, and yeah, maybe. I don't know. I ain't no castle designer, not by a long shot. You know, I base all of my designs on what seems like a good idea at the time. So we take that, we'll levitate up, and just fill that. Actually, that's not right. I don't do it like that. It's all right. It's all right. I'm forgetting what my technique. I'm not worried about that stone. It has no intrinsic value. But what I do need is some pocket workbench. And we should be able to get the roof on this one, and then if we can work onto those towers, I can get that wall in later. That's not a problem. Or maybe today, who knows. What time are we at anyway? 9 o'clock. I see my lumberjacks have been at work again, judging by the general lack of things. I think I'm going to try and get things, but the other thing I do want to do is try and work on that area over there that I spoke about, the lake Placid. No, that's probably not a good name for it, is it? Well, we'll find a name for it eventually, but right now it'll just be the lake. God. Stop with the fallings off. And there and there. Lovely. And then that should go like that. No, does not go like that. No, it just definitely doesn't go like that either. I don't want. Oh man, I'm losing it. I'm losing all faculty of building things. Bop, 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 and bop, and then just a little bit of spruce in there to fill it in with. That goes in like so. That is not what I wanted. That goes on the top like that, and then that goes on there. Perfect. Obviously needs decorating. Yeah, definitely. You can tell just by the number of tree stumps that have been left sticking out. Right, so from there we're then into what? We can take that, and we can take that, and we can stick our light block there. That'll do, and then we'll just stick a bit of box standard dirt there. Actually, that can come out as well, because that might as well go there, seeing as that's going to be under several tons of rock anyway. Let's remember that I actually want to be on top of this wall when we've finished. What are you? You are the wrong stuff. Okay, and we'll come out there and do that. Then on this side, 1, 2, 1, and 1. What's next? Entirely mine. There was no village here at all. There was a... Well, I can show you. Probably easier. There was a structure here. There was, and I can show you which one it was before I adapted it. Oh, a little bit of a lag spike there. The structure was that one, the one directly ahead of me. So that existed from there to there, and it had a little bit of, I think it was a lumberjack's hut, so there were some logs, and that was it. Just this. I added that onto it for the horse, and obviously, you know, we've got people living in here. I actually we need to do something while I think about that. If I've got one on me, I have. Excellent. You, farmer, tell me about your village. Professions. You see, we've got 0 miners. We've got 38 residents, and we have got how many beds? 46. So I think we need to do something about that. Maybe. Let's let me just put that away. Yeah, the miners have basically copped it, I think. So 38 and 40. Did I say 46? I can't remember now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to put 8 more residents back into the village as children, and then we'll. Oh man! I'm going to kill them myself. I am going to kill them myself. Okay. Right, there we go. That's a whole load more very depressed looking kids all going to school. You know I rag on Tango for some of the features he's done, like not putting. I meant to have a look. Oh, hello. And sorcerer leggings. Yeah, I forgot about those. Who wanted that? I know, well, which statue wanted that? While I think about it. Anyway, I know I do rag on Tango for some of the design choices. No, I had that one, didn't I? Oh, okay. We'll put it there for now. But the little touches, I think if you took everything that Tango did with this mod and then took all of the little touches and just added the kind of refinements you would get from McJT or you know, Vasky or any of the regular mod authors, the ones that do this day in day out, just for the hell of building mods, I think it would be, you would get something utterly amazing. It really would just be so well written. I mean, having just the configuration, and yet you see he's got little features which almost work like that. You know, the ability to rotate the emerald in your town hall to turn off the necromancer raids. Genius. It's a really nice simple thing. It's not even a config, it just really works. It's simple and works. So yeah, it's an interesting little conundrum. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then that's where the 4th one would be. So we know this is short because, you know, the walls don't always just meet up the way we want them to, but that doesn't matter. We'll go and grab the other bits. Yeah, but so there's a kind of almost like a genius there sometimes with just the little details, and it's just a shame that sometimes it seems, to me anyway, just to be let down by some of the things that we really do have and take for granted in normal modded Minecraft. I mean, some of the things, I don't know whether you saw his latest What If series, which was I I'm trying to think what he was doing. What was it? The dungeons. You know, there's an awful lot of vision. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Goes into the stuff he builds. An awful lot of it is really quite clever. But there's also a lot of duplication. I mean, you know, how many different dungeon mods do we have, for example? You know, we've got roguelikes. Vasky has some dungeons in Quark. There's quite a lot, so to me that one was kind of pointless, but this is going to be an interesting one to wall in. I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to work. To roof, I should say, not wall. But yeah, it's there's an awful lot about this mod that I really do like. I think it's it just needs a little bit of polish in places, and it is only minor, real minor stuff. Pocket workbench, thank you. Give me some more of that if you don't mind, thank you very much. Now here's the question. Nearly went off. Do we come to here? I think we do. Let's have a look. I think that does make a lot more sense, having it come in like that. Yep, that works. So we're getting there. We've still got that wall to do. Again, I'm not going to do that today. What I think we will work on, what are we at? 9:15. Going to get these two towers sorted. I think that's my next drive. Do I want, so if I do here, all the way across, right, I want to take out that one and replace that with one of them, and I want to take out that one and replace that with one of them. Still need a door and stuff. Yeah, again, really nice detail, but the ability to turn them off would be also really nice, and is really nice, but obviously we couldn't do it within the mod. We had to resort to third party for it, so they get old very quickly, I think is probably the nicest thing you can say about it. Right, I need to take you out, turn you into torch blocks. Bang and bang. Now I think, let's go and have a look. I'm not entirely sure how much higher I want to go with this, but I think possibly at least one floor. Let's just see whether we can move across here and have a look from a different angle. That will, in fact it can go now. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Yep, the best one should look like it. I definitely think we need to be at least one higher up than that. So let's do that. And I'm just wondering, actually, let me just check something. Okay, that's interesting. Good. I mean, it wasn't very interesting for you guys. I just went into my backpack and went, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it is. Duplication is a major, and especially if you duplicate something which is really popular. that can be the worst, because you know, you can imagine if you made a copy of Britannia, the metaphorical shitstorm that would hit the fan would be terrible, and no one would believe that you didn't know. I mean, you know, it's like, well, you know, what rock have you been living under that you didn't know the Britannia was a thing? The other thing, and I suppose the almost embarrassing thing with this kind of thing is it's the people who kick off are often not the authors. It's the fanboys. Oh man, I've left. Yeah. And as you know, they say there's no worse than a fanboy. I had an Apple fanboy at me at work the other day, telling me in no uncertain terms exactly what was wrong with Microsoft, and I struggled not to laugh. I genuinely did, because I had a number of years ago, for example, I had a member of staff approach me and said, I want to get a Mac. I've got this Windows machine, and I want to get a Mac because I don't like the Windows. The Windows is, I think his exact words is, Windows is shit. that was his phrase. And he says, I have so many problems with it. I have all these problems. If I had a Mac, I wouldn't have any of these problems. And I just looked him squarely in the eyes and said, no, you're absolutely right. If you had a Mac, you wouldn't have any of these problems. And he went, yeah. And I said, because the Mac can't run any of the programs that you're running. So you definitely won't have any of the problems because you won't have any of these programs. I says, what you will have is a whole host of new problems, which are entirely, entirely Mac specific. Now, I'm not a hater of any operating system or system. Very little is wrong with Microsoft. They're a corporation. You've got to realise. I mean, just cast your mind back. I'm trying to think now. Just bear with me a second. I need to go and have a look at this. Microsoft buys Minecraft. What year did that happen? 2014. In 2014, if I can find my chat window, 2014, Minecraft ended. The doomsayers came out in force and told us that our beloved game was going to end because Microsoft had bought it. And you all saw these. Every single one of us saw these predictions. You know, Microsoft have never done a game well. Microsoft will just strip its assets and let it die. That was in 2014. We're now in 2020, 6 years on, still playing the game, which is just in the process of being updated to 1.16. That is not a game that has been mismanaged, neglected, or stripped of its assets. You know, but they did exactly what they needed to do with it. They actually left Mojang alone and just said, you know what you're doing, keep doing it. Oh damn, I need to, ow, I need to jump up. You know, just assuming just because it's always been bad, it will always be bad, you know, is just a height of negativity. They've made mistakes. Of course they have. Every big corporation makes mistakes. But at the end of the day, they're a big corporation and they are wholly there to make money. You know, I hate to break this to anybody who thinks they should be there to service their individual needs. They're not. They're there to make money. They didn't buy Minecraft or Mojang because they were feeling generous. They bought it because they wanted to make money, and they would make more money spending $2.5 billion on it than they would have paying tax on that $2.5 billion. That's what it all boiled down to. And of course the other aspect of it was that Notch wanted out of the toxic community. I find it kind of ironic that Notch has become kind of synonymous on Twitter with semi-toxic behaviour, but there's another story. But they have improved. If you use them now, if you use Office 365 and Windows 10, you know, you can actually see the roadmap clearly. They've got it published, it's open, it's there for anybody to look at. And they make mistakes. I mean, crying out loud, the most recent one, did you see the thing where they suggested that they were going to put a Bing search plugin forcibly into oh, this is going to be a bit crap, isn't it? I'm going to need to do something with this. Yeah, into Chrome, and yeah, the world did not react well to that announcement. Strangely, you know, it's, oh man, I don't know whether is that going to work. I don't really like that. No, I don't like that at all. Let's have that all out. But they listened and they reversed it. And I mean, crying out loud, whoever thought that was a good idea in the first place probably wants shooting. But other than that, fine. You know, they listened and changed. So yeah, I'm not a Microsoft fanboy. I'm not a Microsoft hater. I am just me. Crying out there, for let's be honest, they keep me in a job. The day they actually manage to start making operating systems which are easy to understand, I'm stuffed. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's go up like that. So I should have, okay, yeah. Just need to get my workbench. And I actually had somebody once tell me that they didn't like Microsoft and they used Apple because I quote you, this is a direct quote, they didn't like Microsoft because they are a big corporation that they don't trust. That's not what I wanted. Hence they would prefer to use Apple. I mean, you know, you can't make this up. Apple aren't a big corporation? That's surprising. I actually had someone trying to tell me about Linux, saying, well, Linux is open source and yada yada. Right, I want to go over there. Ow, that's not going to help me get there though. Let's go and have a look at that. And a lot of the big Linux houses are not small. Oh, this is where, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what happened. I can see a line of lights down there. I don't know about that roof. Yeah, again, that's it. And it's also the right tool for the right job. To me, which is a vital. It is the one thing that people forget is you always pick up. You know, you don't sit there and try and hammer a nail in with a saw. I can improve it. I can give that some decoration. That's not a problem. What are we like? Have I got any doors? Well, I'm currently faffing around with Ubuntu for work, so 1804 LTS, and trying to look at a migration plan to upgrade a system. Right, I want to have a break away from this little build here for a while. We'll get these done at a later date. Let me get rid of that lot. I'd like to just go down and have a little blat around down there at the what I want to make into a, oh, hang on, I think so. Let me grab that. And my mother-in-law actually was bless her, well, rest in peace and all. But when she was with us, she was a Linux user. She didn't know she was a Linux user, but I installed it. There was a very good reason why I installed Linux for it, and that was because I kept on getting phone calls saying, I've clicked a link in this email and my computer's acting all strange. And it's like, what was the email? Well, it's from Royal Bank of Scotland. Do you have an account with Royal Bank of Scotland? I might have, I don't know. So in the end, I went with, I don't know whether you've ever come across Winux, which is basically a Linux distro that is supposed to look exactly like Linux. I want some sand. Please tell me I've got some sand somewhere. Sandy sand. Okay. We're off to the desert. Get some sand. Because that's what we need. Alright, let me... I've got 26 levels, and I've also got a pretty powerful things. Where's my mesa? I thought I had a desert. Jungle. Oh, the mesa will do. Because there's quite a nice bit of normal... Yeah, the puppy. Well, let me get the journey map up. Actually, the jungle might have been a better choice. Well, neither's. Oh, actually, no. Let's. I really don't care about the levels, so let's go there. Get that. There's some levitate going on, and let's head that way because there's a bit of it's basically a Linux that's skinned to look like Windows, so a non-technical user could be using Linux without any knowledge. In fact, I should say that a relatively technical user could be using Windows without any knowledge that they actually aren't using Windows. It was evidenced by the fact that when my mother-in-law's eyesight got bad, she had wet macula and lost a lot of vision in one eye. She got the physio, a specialist physio who specialised in computer accessibility and stuff, to go in, and they complained that they couldn't install. I was on the phone, got off the phone call saying they can't install any software on my Windows box. Can she have admin rights? And it was like, yeah, you're not on Windows. You know what? I think this thing here is about to vanish. Let's go and grab some sand. I don't need a lot, but some would be nice. Let's get right to the top and we'll work. Tools, excavator. That's just that. I really wish I had a magnet. That's one thing that I'm missing in this pack. I've only got myself to blame. Obviously, I created the pack, but it's. Bear in mind, this was probably when I put it on. It was a good few years ago, shall we say? I mean, she's been dead 3 years, so 4 years, in fact. So yeah. But it did the job. It was, as I say, it was for a specific purpose. I wanted the security of Linux without taking away the familiarity she had with the operating system, because that would have just made more work. You know what users are like. always with the, it doesn't look the same. I don't like it. It's different. It's one of the biggest reasons we have with issues we've had with getting people to move off 7 to Windows 7 to Windows 10 is I don't like it. It looks different, and it's like, yeah, but it's better. Yeah, that's always fun. But there you go. It's a distro. It did the job, and it solved a purpose. How much have I got there? I'm going to need more than that. I might as well just fill my inventory while I'm here, eh? But one of the systems I run at work for the university is the digital signage system, and for that we use Xebo, which is an open source digital signage, runs on Linux, and we're a little bit behind on the updates because we spent, well, what happened was quite simply is the version we were on needed an update, but we also wanted to update a whole load of the machines, and there's over 200 digital screens across 5 campuses. It's taken us quite a while to upgrade them all, so consequently we got behind. But there you go. I'm now in the process of trying to work out the upgrade path to allow me to upgrade with the least pain, with the least amount of moo. As the patrician of Ankh-Morport would have said, you know, the fine art of taxing part of the population is to get the maximum amount of milk with the minimum amount of moo. And that's, I always think, one of the greatest understanding and quotes on government and running the world. Terry was a genius. Not you, Terry Pratchett. I mean, you might be, but you know, I'm specifically referring about Terry Pratchett here. So yeah, I'm going to grab a little bit of this. Damn it. Get me back up. Let me back up. No, I want to go back up, please. Let me go back up. Thank you. Any more? I think that should be enough, hopefully. If not, it's not like it's a billion, gazillion, trillion miles to travel, is it? You know, I am very tempted just to take out. We weren't saying out because we're being polite. Oh wow, that went down with a thud. God, there's so much. Some of these plants, you know, are really nice. It's especially when you haven't got Britannia to worry about. Because the last time I installed a plant mod, I was playing in a pack with Britannia and I couldn't find any of the flowers because of the flowers. Kind of made it fun, I suppose, in its own way. We'll go with that, I think. No, insert, thank you. Right. No, I mean, I don't think you will. I think the writing style is things now. I mean, writers I enjoy are I love Peter Hamilton as a writer. He's nothing like Pratchett, of course. I will put that out there that he's not. He's not Pratchett, so don't expect him to be. But Peter Hamilton's vision of the future is fascinating, and he's just a brilliant sci-fi writer. Is the only person I've ever seen who actually realised that wormholes do not have to be in space. That doesn't mean to say that he's you know, he gets it right all the time, but from my point of view, enough. He's got, yeah, very strong vision. Now I need to be on Y71, so this is 71. So basically everything from here, if I just run around the edge here and just place some sand for starters, that will give me a and it's not all going to be sand as well. That's the other thing, you know. It's, I don't like these 100% beachiness, but that's going to go all the way over to here, and then right round to there. So we're going to need to definitely block this up, because I don't want this getting all flooded in. I preferred Pratchett over Adams just because I don't think Pratchett had the same level of cynicism that that Adams had. I don't know whether if you appreciate, you know. So Pratchett was very much a realist, and very much. I personally think he was very much a humanitarian as well. He understood the human condition, and you know, covered it very well. Whereas Adams was far more cynical, and I think used certain writing mechanics too much. It's very difficult to explain, but you know, Pratchett would look at the humanity of things, whereas Adams would look at the stupidity of the circumstances in which the scenario took place. Does that make sense? I know I'm trying to make sense. It's always funny when I do, but yeah, definitely. Pratchett definitely looked at the science. I think he got darker as he got older, as certainly as I think there was an increased darkness in his writing and his character, and his characterizations. You know, Sam Vimes, for example, started off quite light-hearted, being, you know, the drunken commander of the City Watch and the joke, and rapidly became a very cynical, cold, hard kind of character. You know, he got close to that as it got on, and I think I don't know. I personally think you could tell there was a, what's the word I'm looking for here? There was I'm trying to think of a word. I suppose a sense of impending doom, which obviously when you look at the illness and everything, you know, that's not unsurprising, but somewhat still sad in its own way. Right, so I'm going to put some sand in. We'll have some beaches and some sandy bits go in, but basically this is going to be an absolute pig to flood, I think. I'm trying to work out where, because we're at 71 here, so this will be the top. here. On this side anyway, at least as far as that's concerned. But then he's going to come around again, and then we've got this. Now this cave definitely needs to be sealed. That's fine, that's not a problem. But yeah, Vimes was an interesting development, and I mean, there was obviously, or at least in my opinion, it was kind of clear there was an element of the railing against the unfairness of the illness, and the fact, obviously, he was a big advocate for assisted death, and also a big advocate for not calling it assisted suicide, which was an interesting distinction. I must admit, I am also a big advocate for assisted death. Well, there is going to be this little bit up here is going to be islandy. Whether we have any more islandiness, I don't know. I'm going to grab the logs. I'm not too worried about the flowers. There's so many flowers around the world. So yeah, I kind of agreed with him. You know, it's ludicrous that in a world where we would sit there and would say, you know, if someone had a cat, for example, we'd say how it was unfair for it to suffer anymore, and yada yada. And yet we sit there and prolong suffering in humans for horrendous lengths of time. We need to clear that. But I'm not going to get into the politics of that, because, you know, as they say, stay away from what was it? Religion and politics. Does anybody fancy doing religion? No. Stop it, John. Behave yourself. I have to behave myself these days. You know, I can't be things. And we might grow this island up a little bit off the top as well. We'll see what comes. Right, where's me beer? Me drink. So we're kind of getting a feel for what's going on here. Now, I definitely think we're going to need to seal off this. Doesn't have to be sealed off well, just has to be sealed off. I don't really want the water flows going everywhere. That will give us that aspect. Now let me just think, if I go and grab water, it's probably going to be easier to start from the lowest level and then start to fill up, isn't it? And then I can, you know, I'm not going to replace the entirety of the floor here with sand. That would be lunacy. Let me get rid of some of this, and we shall grab a couple of buckets. Right, where's my nearest water? I've just left it behind, haven't I? It's over there. I need to take these bushes out as well. Whoop. Face plant into the thing. I mean, we can look at an island later. I think for the first instance, I just want to get this in and done, because the sooner it's done, the sooner we can, the sooner all of this area is unspawnable. And then I can start with, I think, the cataphracts. I want to basically get a couple of outflows coming from this wall, maybe 2 or 3, with, you know, just detail, really, I suppose, is what I'm going for here. It shouldn't take long to clear all the plants. If we I suppose the obvious thing would be to go and grab some ice again and do that, but I don't know, it always seems to be more effort than it's worth faffing around with ice, and I haven't got the knack with it either yet, so I'm actually failing to get the knack with this as well at the moment. There we go. Almost there, and done. Excellent. So there should be torches, which we'll pick up. That will be good. And then we can take another layer out from here. And then I need to get rid of that bush, because I don't think they're going to play nicely somehow. Yeah, I think this will just kind of finish this area off a little bit. Hopefully it will anyway. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? I wish you could turn this barrier off as well with a toggle or something. That would be nice. So you can have the visible barrier there should you wish it, but you don't actually have to have it. Torches. We'll grab the torches. Torches, and plants. Right, let's get this lot out. Now I think actually we probably need to head over here, because this is 66, so we need to drop down and get these lower bits done down here. But it shouldn't take long. He says, completely missing the points that need the interference. Can we get in there? Yeah, it shouldn't take too long at all to make this lake, he says, steadily working that along. Yeah, that's filled that up nicely. So then we can start taking out this bush here. Take out the bush. And just let it despawn. And I'm not even sure what the best way of breaking these is. I'm just axe seems as good a way as any. And then start over. Well, it'll be interesting to see how this looks once it's done anyway. Actually, I haven't got that much farther to go. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 levels, but how far they extend that way, that's a question I don't know the answer to yet, and that's going to have an impact on just how much work this is going to require. Let's go this way for starters. And there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Oops, how about there? And okay, yeah. Yeah, I think this will definitely work. It'll add something to the area. Let's get that in there. Oops. And then continue one around there. But you can see it started, even now it looks like it's, you know, belongs. And I think once we've kind of moved up, I need to take out these trees as well, don't I? That's a good point. I think what I might do is replace a few of these trees with willow, because I think that will work as a character. And there. Righto, have a good one, and I will see you next time. And, well, come here. Ooh, I need to fill you in as well, hang on. I've just realised. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to assume that there's no more surprises waiting over there for me, but okay, starting to get and feel for fish on Friday, yeah? I must mention that to Eddie, my colleague at work, who's obsessed with having a fish supper for Friday, but never seems to manage to get it. His wife always cooks something healthy instead. So we do kind of, we take the mick a little, shall we say. We're a little bit mickey taking when it comes to things. We're great colleagues to work with, honest. Everybody loves us. Hey, back off. I heard that. Right, let's have a quick snooze. Boink. And we shall see what we shall see. Hopefully no skeletrons even. Skellybobs. And there, and there. He's probably almost, in fact, not even probably, almost certainly in the cave that we've just filled in. Or about to shoot me in the face. One or the other. Alright, well, I'm here, so we'll start at this side, I think. Should be relatively easy to continue on from there. But looking at the map, I mean, if we just look at the mini map there, we can, you can start to see how big that's, and that is going to, I think that's going to actually extend like up here. So this is going to be a fairly extensive lake. Possibly even round. I'll not complain if it does, but I don't think I'm going to get the whole filling done on stream. I think I'd be optimistic to think that I will. But make a start. Hopefully get a finish. Whoa, lag. You know, sometime in the next episode, kind of thing. I suppose when you think about it, it makes sense that a defensive structure would have. Oh, I hear you. You're under there, aren't you? A means of providing food for itself in the event of a siege, which is not dependent on cold storage, and obviously when you can't keep things fresh in a freezer, then having a pond that's stocked with fish makes an awful lot of sense. Right, come on you. How you come? Right. I'm getting there. That's going to be a much bigger expanse though. Doesn't matter. We will get there and we will do it, and the world will be wonderful and awesome and everybody will be happy. Definitely got some block lag going on there. But then the other thing I certainly I've seen when people think about ancient structures like castles or whatever, is they tend to forget, they tend to think of these people as ignorant of science and whatever. And ignorant of science doesn't mean they're ignorant of the ability to survive in the era they live in. We probably struggle to survive in the Dark Ages or Middle Ages or even, you know, as late as the 200 or 300 or so years ago. Hello. You know, just thinking, imagine people not having electric light, you know, just having to light candles. Damn you. Would be useless. This is starting to feel like a good substantial lake though, and you can see the grass is starting to die, which is nice because that means we get away from having a green grassy bottom. That came out wrong, but you know what I mean. And there we go. So we take U. Let's go and work out the next layer and where it's going to go to. What are we at then? We're at 10 o'clock. So yeah, and then I might head back over and just try and finish a little bit more on that wall. Sometimes, you know, it's awkward. Everybody gets this. You're building away. You're working on something, and I know you're down there. I can hear you. And just building on that one thing can be quite tedious. And this. Oh, hello. Oh, did I miss her? I missed a section. That was bad of me. Let me get that fixed then, shall we? If I can. Yeah, we definitely need to fill that in. and also this needs to be filled in as well, because this is lower down than the thing. Chance of everything. Yeah, it'd be nice if everybody could be happy though. I mean, I agree, the actual odds of it happening are infinitesimally small, because typically what one person wants is usually opposed to what somebody else wants. And then that's where you get wars. But, you know, it would be nice if everybody could have what they wanted. Without things. I suppose you could do it if you could, I don't know, lock someone into a perceptual reality so they were in some kind of AI and they were in their own room and their own universe created specifically for them. Then everybody could be happy. That would work. Let's do that. Let's not. Get these ones done. You see, then at this side we've still got this thing to fill up as well, and we still need to block all of that in. Yeah, perceptual reality where everybody's in their own little cell and, you know, not interfering with each other's whims. That's how we'll achieve utopia. Ooh, hang on. I think there might have been a bit of server lag. But technically, if somebody likes to be unhappy, if being unhappy makes them happy, are they actually unhappy or are they happy? And is it possible for them to even be unhappy? Because being unhappy makes them happy. You're setting a quandary up here, Terry. It's not going to work. Bugger. Get in there. It's like that, the old thing, you know, I know that you know, but do you know that I know that you know? Kind of riddle. That everybody hates so much. Well, at least they do whenever I try it on people. Come on, then you go. Well, this is actually going to be quite a big lake. I never really kind of thought just how big this was going to get. But it is going to be surprisingly large, I think. Because we're still 3 layers down from the top. Suppose better sleep. They tend to get unhappy when you do flowing water. Minecraft and flowing water have never been friends. And I don't know whether they'll ever fix it fully. Nope, that is not what I wanted. And there. Actually, no, it's only two more layers. I'm getting too carried away with that. But still, 2 more layers is going to be a fair hunk of stuff. Definitely need to work out what I'm going to do with those caves, though. I really don't know. Hiya. Well, technically speaking, as someone who is strangely enough well read on biblical terms, it wasn't Noah that flooded the world. So if I'm going to change my name at all, maybe I should go whole hog. No, that's tempting fate, isn't it? I may be an agnostic atheist, but I know better than to stand on a hill wearing full armour, waving a sword in a lightning storm, shouting "all gods are wankers." That's just not. Thank you, Terry, for that particular quote. Well, not you, Terry, but Terry. Hey, right, let's right, so that is flooded up to, oh, hang on, not quite, we've still got some stuff to it's flooded up to 68, so well, the next one up is 69, so this is the next layer that will be flooding, so we can get this area done relatively quickly, I suppose, if I can get across. You lot should all be impressed at my self-control here, trying to, as I avoid the opportunity to go caving and just having a look around in these caves. Because I'm twitching, I am twitching. And yeah, and to there, and to there. And to there, and to there. Sorry, Twitch, I can't, I've set myself off now. I want to go and have a look in that cave. Let me get some inventory space back, grab my torches, and oh, it's up there, hang on. Levitate, oh, hello. Right, we'll get this lit anyway. While we're here, there's obviously huge areas of unlit stuff there, but that does not matter. Yeah, your caving trip done. Useless. I was just getting excited then, thinking I can have a little caving trip. That would be great. But no, that's not happening. Right, you turn that off and continue with the trees. So everything on this layer all the way around through here, through this tree here, that tree there. Oh, hello. What are you? You are nothing, but you will be flooded. That's fine. That's because obviously that's going to be on the last layer of flooding. Stop it. I'm not going caving. Yeah, actually, you're not wrong. That's having another water source coming out of there as well as the cataphract. I think it's cataphracts. I know I've seen the phrase cataphracts used to describe these large waterfall-y things. But I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Let's Let's get this going, shall we? I wasn't intending to do all of this on stream, but it's actually very relaxing, you know. It's a bit like strip mining, I suppose. It's very mindless, repetitive action, which doesn't really require you to think much beyond click place, click place, click place. Which I suppose is nice. It's relaxing. Except for when you get stupid Minecraft physics doing stupid Minecraft physicsy things. Well, that cave's certainly got no use as anything else, so I think we'll definitely get a water source coming out there, like you suggest. That's a very good idea. Well, can I? This is not going to play nicely, is it? This is most definitely not going to play nicely. There we go. That got us. Except for server not playing nicely. I have to decide what we are going to do with the decoration around here, because again, I know I can definitely come and sand a lot of this up, and I've got potions of water breathing, so that's not a problem. And we can have a good fertile around at the bottom. But we'll get there. And we'll soon have thank you, server. So this is nicely dying back down there, which is good. Oh, hang on. That's not good though. Go, that'll yeah, that was one of the if you ever want to have a giggle with Minecraft water physics and you've not tried it with a 1.7 world, is to get the old Buildcraft quarry going and fill the top of it with water, so anything as it's going down, any lava is obsidianized. I don't think we'll drown unless you were to stick the head underwater and, you know, not let it come up for air. But no, filling in a quarry hole with for the thing. Right, that is almost there. We've only got this one layer left to do, so I might as well do it now, and then we can get that water feature in, and I can start thinking about how we. What's going on up there? There's another tree. Okay. Not anymore. Oh man, pardon me. Let's just quickly. Oh, it's not quite night. So there's a few trees over there. The rest is clear. This shouldn't take long to do at all. Then we can get that set up as a. I think I'll do it a couple deep actually as well. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll work it out. But it certainly changed the dynamic of the area entirely. Right, let's I'll start flooding, I think, and then I can take out the I can take out the trees when we get around to them. 'Cause I'm going to have to get around to them. Alright, this is going to be interesting. The logic that you can take a bucket of water from right underground, under the water, is quite strange as well. Well, I mean, obviously you can take a bucket of water down there. It just seems a bit, always seems a bit counterintuitive. So we've got this to deal with. Let's just go and have a look what's down here, because I can't remember. I don't know whether it's a big cave or a little cave. This again is a little cave, so this could also be a source of water, especially if we maybe did something like this. I'm just going to fill this in. I don't want, you're not going to come in here anyway, so I just need to go quickly back, grab another bucket. We can infinite water source, and we'll soon have the first spring coming into we'll do that. We'll make sure that it's all and then probably come back in and rip out most of these torches, because I don't like them. Yeah, good landscaping projects are can be quite fun. Can be a pain in the backside as well, of course, but see, I'm not sure about this tree. I think it should go. I don't think it has a place in this world. Well, there, so bye bye tree. Yeah, that works. Right, what we do need to do though is come back down here, take those out, and if we come in here, grab you, take one of them, oh god, pop that there, that can come in there, that's lit, we don't need to worry about that, and then we can come down here, he says, let me go and grab, I need to have a serious talk with my inventory, don't I? Let me just go and bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Keep up, get there eventually. Just hide that in there. That brings us and gets that illuminated. We still need to worry about that bit, but again, not a major concern. We'll just dab a torch there for now. Right, what we got to do? Oh, more water. Let me just turn those off for now. We'll light it properly as we go. I'm just going to, God, Bloody elytra. Sometimes easier to do it from in. Right, what are we doing? Where are we doing? Right, yeah, that's fine. You can hear them having a little field day down there. Oops, and oh, hello. So this is where, right, we've got that. This is where this gets filled in. And that shouldn't be too difficult. I used to work at a civil engineering firm actually. I worked there for a whole year. I didn't actually enjoy the environment. It was definitely, how do we put this? It was a very masculine environment. I think that's probably the fairest way you can describe it, which I don't have a real problem with. It's just that it didn't really suit me, so there you go. Oh man, stop it. We should be fine down here, because we'll just come out like that. And what's missing there? There. That should sort us. Yep, big line going over that way. Right, well, when we get to here, I think we're going to go and chop those trees down before we continue onwards. Because that's probably as good a point as any to change from being water engineer to lumberjack. Avoid the suicidal butterfly. We'll have that one as well then, seeing as you're holding the leaves together. And that should allow us to quickly fill this area in. I think we're almost there. Let's go and have a look. Oh, it's a good sized lake, definitely. So I hadn't really. I knew when I looked at doing it, I thought it's going to be quite large, but I hadn't realised it was going to be as large. But we'll get the beaches in and, you know, make it look as natural as possible. But using the terrain gen itself to lay out where the, you know, I mean, you could have a waterfall coming from there down into there if I wanted. I probably won't. could. Oh man. Must be getting close to there. We'll just have to run around that tower bit. And we should be good. I think we'll have a quick sleep though, just to avoid getting anything too lethal. And last few steps. Like a suit, that's fine. And then I think it's just these few bits over here, and we're there, and we're good. There we go. We have a bloody big lake. Ah, no. I missed. Oh, I see a problem. Problem solved. Oh, there's definitely going to be a good amount of mossy in there. Right, so what are we at? past. Well, that kind of gives us the point where we can move on. I think so. The next episode I will continue working out here, and we'll continue working on the walls, getting this gatehouse finished. It does all need all the detail basically, but it's getting there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Still not sure about that roof, but you know, there you go. We can't have everything. So let us pull off a quick hoofer screenshot. And on that note, I think we will be calling it a stream. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll continue this in the episode. Well, as if you're watching this live on, then you'll see the episode on Wednesday, and if you are watching this on Tuesday on video on demand, then on VOD, then you will see this on tomorrow. So yeah, it is a bit. I think it does need to go pointier. But anyway, have a good one, and until next time, thanks for watching, everybody, and bye for now.